And good afternoon. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Hello. We are live. We are live. Hello po sa mga 22 viewers right now, no? We are going to be starting soon. Comment kayo. Invite nyo. Tag nyo friends nyo. We'll be starting very soon. This week's webinar, exciting as usual, or as how of as interesting as we want it to be, for you guys, no? So, tag nyo friends nyo, promise worth it to. Crypto news, crypto education, tsaka continuation from our last week's webinar. So, tag nyo, comment kayo. Hi Vanessa, hello. Hi TJ, hi, dalawa pa. Oy, si Ramon, no? Hi Ramon, good morning. Ay, joke, sorry, morning na talaga. Hapon, magandang hapon guys, magandang hapon. Afternoon, si JR. Hi JR, good afternoon po. Tag nyo friends nyo. Ano yan? Comment rin kayo kung saan kayo galing. Mga Metro Manila ba? Metro Manila. Cebu? Davao? Saan kayo? I wanna know. We wanna know. Para makashare kayo. Yun na, si Barry nag-share na, nag-tag na. Hello. Hi, good afternoon. Promise fun to. Yung webinar na yan. Hi Alejandro. Magandang hapon sa inyo. Place to relax and feel inspired. Good afternoon rin sa inyo. Hi Romeo, good afternoon. PDAXers, yan na ba name natin? Mga kabidax or PDAXers, Tondo, taga-Tondo si Alejandro. Si Vanessa, oh my, OMG, good news na naman ba? Wait till the end. We have some special announcement again. Invite niyo muna friends niyo. Si Barry Pasig. Yan. Si Mabel. Hi po. Watch po. Here from Hong Kong. Wow, may taga Hong Kong na nanonood. Ayos Welcome and thank you po for spending your time with us over at PDAX. Hope you're safe po. Ingat po tayo dyan. Hi Arzen. Good afternoon. From Metro Manila. From Zamboanga City. Cavite. Makati. Hello. Marlon from Malabon. Taguig from Bataan. Grabe, ayos QC, QC rin ako. Yun. Sagay City. Never heard of Sagay City. Art Kenneth. Yun, nagtatag na. We'll be starting soon. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes, tara. Promise, tara na. Wala akong background music, so ayun na lang muna. Sige, let's get right to it. Excited na ako. So, magandang hapon ulit. Once more, hi everyone, mga ka-PDAX. I am Kyle, and I am from PDAX, yung business development ng PDAX. And just for those first-time viewers, who don't know what PDAX is, PDAX is a BSP licensed virtual currency exchange where you can trade digital assets such as Bitcoin, XRP, Ether, Litecoin, USDT, Bitcoin Cash. Ano pa? Yeah, as of now, yun. In an open market at the most competitive prices. We want to empower every Filipino to invest with easy access. So yun yung philosophy at yung vision natin, to enable more people to invest in digital assets in an easier way. But for now, it's crypto exchange, virtual currency exchange. So first, yung updates natin, kung maka-next slide tayo. The views and opinions that are expressed in this webinar are only that of the presenters and do not necessarily reflect the company's views. So just a disclaimer, wala pong investment advice dito. Sinashare lang namin yung mga news that we think are interesting and can help educate you for your crypto journey. And yes, so now that we've done this, I will now introduce my co-speakers. Hindi lang po ako mag-isa dito ngayon. I'm joined here from our last week's guest, turned regular now. He is none other than Tim. Hi, Tim.
Hey, hi guys. Good afternoon.
Welcome back. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
And one more person that's a regular na, naging regular. YouTuber, but now a guest again, but now a regular, si Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
What's up, guys? Good afternoon
Hi.
sa inyong lahat.
Good afternoon. Thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for joining me, no? Para hindi tayo lonely. Para may kausap naman ako habang nag-share ng news, no? Before we move on, no? Uh, let's check out the comments a bit. Baka may content. Mga first time pa lang ako dito. Hi, Abhir. Welcome, welcome. Hi,
Ano
welcome.
pa? Shoutout daw sa girlfriend niya. Yaman na raw siya.
Ayun, tag mo yan. Get knowledgeable. Yayaman sa knowledge. Ayun, diba? So, let us go to the next slide. Nicole, tara. So, for those who are just tuning in, stay tuned until the end. May special announcement na naman tayo. So, nung Wednesday, nagkaroon ng ghost fee, no fee ghost fee tayo, no? And then nung last week, we had the announcement of ghost fee. Today, we have another special announcement for you all, no? And I would encourage everyone, comment lang kayo, please. Comment lang kayo kung may tanong kayo, kung may hindi naman concern, pero I mean, kung gusto magpa-shoutout or like thoughts about our current topic today, then please feel free to comment. We will feature them. No? Invite your friends na rin. No? So, next would be, for those who are not yet part of our PDAX community group, join kayo sa Facebook group namin, facebook.com/group/PDAX community. Saka yung Telegram community natin, which is around 900 members strong already. Sa t.me/PDAX community. Yung Facebook group natin has over 3,000 users, mga 3,500 people sa group na. So, nice. Very nice. So, let's begin with our webinar today. The title of today's webinar is called Crypto News Roundup and How to Kickstart Your Crypto Trading Journey. So basically, guys, continuation lang to from last week, from the talk of Master Trader Tim on yung story niya, no? So kung kayo may tanong kayo kay Tim, tanong lang kayo regarding trading. Tapos the other side would be, we'll provide the news that has happened over the past week. So yan yung crypto news roundup natin. So we had this nung last 2 weeks ago and now we're doing it again para mas informed kayo, di ba? Kasi maraming nangyayari sa crypto world ngayon. Sobrang bilis ng pangyayari. Di ko na alam minsan. Kaya it would be good for you and for us to talk about it para you guys are more informed. Right? And just one more is, meron tayong past PDAX webinar na videos, landyan lang sa video playlist namin sa PDAX Facebook, official PDAX Facebook page namin. Punta ka lang sa videos after this webinar. Lahat ng mga webinars natin, naka-record dyan, naka-save dyan sa playlist natin. So, kung gusto nyong panoorin or binge-watch na kayo. Okay? All right. Meron tayong taga Saudi Arabia. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Lawrence. Okay, game. Let's begin our webinar. Game, finally. So, Nicole, anong slide na to?
All right.
Game. Start us off.
So, let's start it off. Okay. Some price updates na naman. Ano ba nangyari sa cryptocurrencies within the past week? So, some price updates. So on September 11, these are the prices of our crypto assets. We had Bitcoin at 503,000 levels, Ethereum 17,700, XRP nasa 11 pesos, 11.5, Bitcoin Cash nasa 10,800, Litecoin was at 2,300, tapos si USDT is at 48.96. And then now, currently, as of this morning, Bitcoin was at 531,000, which is about the 6% gain from last week, the past 7 days. Tapos si Ethereum nasa 18,000 levels, which is 5% gain. Tapos si XRP, 12 pesos, so about 6% gain as well. Mga 5 to 6% most crypto assets gain from the past week. And then Bitcoin Cash also 5.55% at 11,400. All right.
Wow, more or less umakyat lahat, no? I mean, like kahit papaano, kasi the week before September 11, nag-crash eh, 'di ba lahat? Umabot yata ng 600K, tama ba, Tim?
Mm-mm.
Mga ganun, 'di ba? Mga ganung levels. Ngayon parang umaakit na ulit. So, nice progression there.
And just to add lang dyan, no, yung price change is based on the past 24 hours, di ba? So yung price
Yeah.
change. What she was mentioning earlier, yung talagang week over week. Pero right now, what you're seeing on the screen is the price change for the past 24 hours in PDAX.
Tama.
Yes, the one on the right one.
Yung pinapost natin daily sa Facebook page natin, tsaka Telegram community natin. Yan. So nice. Game. Next, let's start with our news.
First news.
Yeah.
Ayun.
So, basahin ko lang to. 3 reasons Bitcoin price just hit 531,000 despite altcoin stagnance. So, as said kanina, umabot nga ng 600,000 nung mid-August, bumaba siya to 500,000, pati nga 480,000 or mga 490 nung last week. Last week. Tapos ngayon, umakyat na ulit, no? 3 possible reasons why it could have bounced back from there, no? The first one is negative funding rates. The recent uptrend of Bitcoin has many irregular patterns compared with previous uptrends. Bitcoin has been rallying on its own in the past 3 days, accompanied by negative funding rates. So ano ba talaga yung funding rates, no? Funding is a mechanism used by Bitcoin Futures Exchange to ensure balance in the market. So yung mga nagle-leverage dyan, yung mga times 10, times 15, if the majority of traders in the market are betting against an asset's price by shorting, or yung mga nag-short tsaka naglo-long, then short contract holders have to compensate long holders. The inverse of this process applies when traders are long on an asset. And traders are continuing to short Bitcoin despite its upward movement. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2 is 550,000 pesos remains a resistance level. So yung resistance is the parang resistance point. Please explain briefly, Tim, what a resistance level is for those who don't know what a resistance level is.
Okay, well, Tagalogin natin para talaga mas maintindihan. So, basically yung resistance, kapag meron siyang price na talagang usually resist on that level, tawag nila parang pag na-break yun, it's a start of a new support level. So, parang ganun siya. So, right now, as you can see, parang for the past, August and September, the support, parang resistance niya on September was at 530, 529 or 530K level. And then right now, tumaas siya ng 531. So it has broken the resistance level. So it could be a false breakout or pwedeng start of a new support.
Correct. Yes. So ayun. And then the third reason natin is the Fed meeting. So last week nagkaroon ng meeting with the Federal Reserve, right? And the Bitcoin upsurge coincided with the recovery of gold and the intraday rally of the US stock market. So the simultaneous uptrend comes as the Federal Reserve hosts a meeting to decide interest rates.
So yung Fed is like the BSP, parang counterpart ng BSP, ng Bangko Sentral dun sa US. So sila yung nagde-decide na interest rates, which affects yung mga performance ng mga stock market, mga assets. Yeah. So because of their meeting, yung mga results ng meeting na that, nag-react yung crypto market, so umakit siya.
Correct. And important meeting ito usually kasi yung pag-set ng interest rates sets a lot of other trends. No? We won't go into it, but then some of it like inflation or like corporate, parang inflation. And then among it, parang nagtitrickle down to more entities interact with that interest rate. No? So yeah.
We have a question here from AE RO. Bakit daw yung buy and sell limit? Umabot ng ilang days, kaya hindi siya na-fill. Tapos nawawala ang transaction. May expiration po ba ang transaction ng limit buy sell?
Hi, AE, Aero, thank you for your question, no? So, nawawala yung buy sell limit na order kapag nag-maintenance yung system namin. The reason why is because it has to, yeah, I mean, kapag nag-maintenance, nakaka-cancel yung order.
Then just to add lang dyan, there are times na may maintenance tayo that we don't need to cancel yung limit orders, and there are times that we need to for security reasons. So it's not really an intentional parang we want to
Correct.
cancel it out for market manipulation as what madalas na iniisip ng mga tao, di ba? Pero it's one thing for us to ensure na secure din yung mga trade orders ninyo. So yeah, that's one. The initial question niya was parang inaabot minsan ng ilang araw yung pag execute ng limit order. And just to manage your expectations, when you pag ginagamit mo kasi yung limit orders, siya hindi siya guaranteed. So you need to wait for the parang ikaw, if you're someone na selling or nagbebenta ka ng asset or gusto mong bumili, parang it will never be guaranteed kung limit order yung ginagamit mo. You have to wait for someone to match your trade. And let's say for example, gusto kong magbenta ng one Bitcoin, di ba? And I need to wait for someone na or like series like say for example 5 or 6 traders na gustong bumili at that time. So it doesn't also mean na I want to sell one Bitcoin, mabebenta siya agad ng isang tao lang. Makikita nyo minsan siya chunk. So minsan 7 traders would like to parang buy your one Bitcoin at a certain price, di ba? So yeah, hindi siya guaranteed. Sometimes it could even take days talaga, or sometimes kapag yung massive yung market, mabilis siyang ma-fill. So, depende siya rin sa galaw ng market. If a lot of people are trading today, yung volume mas mataas, you see that the Bitcoin is, nakita nyo yung Bitcoin tumataas talaga ng sobrang bilis. Maraming tao, syempre, will think the same na gusto rin bumili or gusto rin magbenta, depende kung ano yung movement. So,
Correct.
yeah.
All right.
So,
Sorry, expiration. By default, there's no expiration unless we need to conduct a maintenance that would require us to cancel orders. Pero most likely, we send an email. So it's also importante na check niyo yung email kasi doon namin sinesend yung mga notification if we need to do cancellation of trades.
All right.
correct.
Sige, let's move on to the next news.
Yeah,
So
game.
next news, the Philippine SEC warns of cloud mining Ponzi.
So,
Bago na naman to.
So Philippine SEC has identified Mining City. So kung meron sa inyo gumagamit ng Mining City, the Philippine SEC has just identified it as a Ponzi scheme. So scam siya, and warned promoters of the scam that they could face up to 21 years of imprisonment. So illegal siya, itong cloud mining. Just to explain, ano yung cloud mining, baka may familiar kayo, di ba? May mga websites that can tell you na you can mine Bitcoin or mine some cryptocurrency with your computer. Ipapagamit yung GPU mo or something. Yeah, usually, karamihan kasi, it's not worth it. So, pang mining. And
mahal na nga ng kuryente dito eh. One of the highest in Asia. Yeah. Ayun.
yes.
And just to add with that, para lang idea din ng mga nanonood ngayon, and di naman lahat familiar agad sa SEC, BSP, pero ito yung mga minimake sure nila na lahat ng transactions na ginagawa natin with the use of our money, safe and may security, ganun. So yung Securities and Exchange Commission, sila yung mga tumitingin ng mga companies na nag-ooperate without license to solicit investments. So perfect example yan is Mining City, or if you might have heard yung Forsage before. So, 'di ba? Parang every time na nakita nila yung public can be exposed to risk, especially yung mga ginagamit yung cryptocurrencies. Not only cryptocurrencies, it can be any form of investments. if they're soliciting something, money, tapos hindi naman talaga sila allowed to do so, or they don't have the credibility, or yung, 'di ba? Parang di sila licensed to do so. Then
Mm-mm.
nag-release sila ng advisory. But sometimes if you see na minsan may SEC advisory na rin, people are still believing, 'di ba? Parang makikita mo sa internet, they still
Mm-mm.
want to tell you, convincing you na kahit nasa SEC, hindi naman nila alam yung ano yung nangyayari talaga right now sa company. Pero they will just say that because alam mo yun, parang ang goal kasi nila is really for you to give in, and then when time comes, um, alam mo yun, Ponzi kasi ang concept niya is babayaran mo yung mga nauna. So if you
Oo,
don't want to be part of it, or you want to be a victim of it, then SEC is a great source of information.
Yeah.
correct.
Basta
Ito
pag
yung,
mag-invest kayo in anything, check nyo muna kung regulated by the SEC. Because mga regulated by SEC lang pwede mag-solicit ng investment. No one else.
Exactly. And also just to ano lang no, share, parang one of my observations. Minsan, mauuna silang makapaglagay talaga sa SEC eh. Mare-register talaga nila yung company nila, so you wouldn't even know if talaga bang scam sila, ganun. So, um, yeah, madali lang kasi din mag-secure if talagang meron na silang fund eh. And SEC won't be able to know that right
Mm-mm.
away until a lot of people are complaining about it already.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, it's on us
yeah.
maging responsible, of course.
Meron siyang question dito. Yes, you can check yung mga SEC-registered companies. I think may
Uh,
facility sila na pwede mo i-search. You can do
Search
that.
ko. Ito yung official website nila eh. So, wala pang inquiry on whatever Justy said.
Oh,
Tevo, yata yung
di pa
sinabi
yata.
niya.
Mm-mm.
Pero ingat pa rin tayo. Kasi I mean, there are still similar patterns, similar features na if it's too good to be true, then it's a scam. Diba? So, ingat lang po tayo dyan. Okay? Um, game. So, yung mga
Alright.
forsage ngayon, mining city na, naging city. Magmamine ka ng Bitcoin or crypto, but then, ang mahal-mahal ng kuryente dito sa Pinas, second highest in Asia. So, yeah.
Alright.
Game. Let's move on to the next team, third team. Maybe you can
Alright.
share this one.
Okay, Kraken, ano siya, sobrang, isa sa mga limited, super legit din na exchange sa US. And then, right now, tawag din, nakapag-secure sila ng license nila to operate as a bank. So, it's one of, I think, a good, parang sign of adoption when it comes to cryptocurrencies, di ba? Parang before, there's of course a lot of people isipin nila parang oo nga, hindi talaga dapat nagiging parang combined yung institutions sa cryptocurrency. Pero I think for me, ako naman, it's my take. It's a good sign that nagkakaroon din ng good partnership yung mga exchanges sa mga banks. But of course, it depends. May mga cryptocurrencies kasi na ang pinaka-concept talaga nila is really to um, decentralization talaga eh. So sometimes of course
Unbanked.
ayaw nila talaga to really en- entrust their money sa regular or traditional na ano. But for some, of course, may ano siya, may good effect din siya. So yeah, I think right now parang pinapasok din nila na ng mga um, services, yung mga digital asset custody,
Correct.
uh, checking and savings accounts. So pa ba? Mga wire transfers,
DeFi
trust
rin, di ba?
accounts, decentralized finance. So yeah, for me ano siya, it's a good step sa sa states, di ba? Parang yung Wyoming has already enabled parang 13 blockchain laws. So
Tama.
sa states kasi federal eh. So may mga states talaga na very supportive when it comes to crypto. Yeah, same here naman sa Philippines. And in fact, right now we have cryptocurrency. We as PDAX, meron tayong license sa BSP. So yung relationship natin with our regulators is very good.
Tama.
Okay, so how does a digital bank asset works? Like imagine nyo, di ba usually mga cryptocurrency, what this means is essentially sa Kraken, they'll be able to help their customers na parang may bank account na rin sila. So they can receive yung mga salaries nila, yung mga sweldo nila in cryptocurrencies. Pwede sila magbayad ng mga bill gamit ang mga cryptocurrencies. So very exciting talaga na pwede nang gamitin ang cryptocurrencies in real life scenarios. Sa totoong buhay. Yeah. So may mga investments. Yeah, very exciting talaga to.
Exciting. I'll feature one lang Singit ko lang yung mga unrelated sa news pero yung mga questions. Bakit po di makita yung chart sa mobile? Kita naman, sir. Dito, kung makita mo, I don't know if pero nandyan naman yung chart. Nasa mobile naman. Chrome or Safari or whatever browser you're using, sir. So, yeah.
For
Game.
for mobile lang din, no? Just to add. May wala naman tayo super specific na specs na kino-consider. But of course, may mga devices pa rin kasi na iba na medyo matagal na. So, hindi na kinakaya. And even with other exchanges, kahit gamitin mo, pag medyo luma na yung device, you might experience some issues. So, it's also important to consider yung specs din ng ginagamit na device. So, yeah.
All right.
Correct. Yes.
So yeah, let's move on to the next news. Kyle, will you be doing this?
Yep. So MicroStrategy makes good on promise to buy another 17,000 Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is competing with Grayscale in Bitcoin acquisition race, according to Barry Silbert. So we talked about this in a previous webinar. MicroStrategy is a investment firm. Yeah, investment firm. Actually, public company siya. And right now, parang sinabi nila na they will be acquiring a big amount of Bitcoin. And they declared it kasi public company, kailangan mo i-declare, diba? So in total, they have right now 38,250 Bitcoin. So worth $500 million more or less yun. And the reason why is because very bullish siya sa Bitcoin. Very doubling down. So,
so essentially, to put it in perspective, yung mga malalaking company, they're starting to buy more Bitcoin.
Correct.
So you're usually it's a different, kasi in the past, ayaw namang galawin ng mga company yung mga Bitcoin. Bakit nila lalagay yung pera nila dun? But times are changing. Nag-iiba na talaga. Mas maraming investment firms na pumapasok to buy digital assets because nakikita nila yung talagang use cases at bakit may mahalaga ang Bitcoin at mga ibang cryptocurrencies. So this is a big news. Kasi nga, before, hindi nila gagalawin yung Bitcoin. But for now, yeah, because of developments na nangyayari sa US and other countries, diba nagpuprint na maraming pera, and then with our current state sa pandemic, na maraming kailangang shell out na money, yeah, more and more companies are getting into crypto assets.
Sabi niya,
go ahead. Malaking hedge fund talaga si MicroStrategy. So sa Nasdaq din siya. So of course, siguro they're looking for another way to diversify their funds na mas magpa-perform in the long run. So yeah, it's a good adoption din talaga.
Correct.
Malaking hedge fund.
Something na sinabi ni Michael Saylor, yung founder and CEO, sabi niya, I want something that I can put $425 million into for 100 years. So wow, hodl. Yan, hodl na hodl. Holding na holding. So for those who don't know, hodl is basically hold. Di ka magbebenta. Pero sa sobrang hold, naging hodl na. Alright. Let us feature some comments, some questions. From Jeff. How much is the minimum money that I need para maramdaman ko yung trading? Tim, you want to answer?
Okay. Well, sabi nga 'di ba? Parang higher investment, higher returns. So depende sa yan. It's still up to you kung ako if I will try at first, parang I would rather play small amount muna until I learn how it goes. And then kapag medyo confident na ako when it comes to trading, let's say if you want to trade, day trade talaga, confident ka na, then you can probably add more. Depende sa na. I mean, that's my own perspective kasi there's no really there's no specific or minimum amount of money na standard if you want to invest in Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. In fact, sa PDAX you can just if you have 200 pesos, pwede ka nang mag-invest ng
Oo nga.
cryptocurrency. So there's no minimum money if that's the question. Pero it's up to you if what's your goal.
Correct. And as you said, diba, last week, know yourself, what kind of trader you are. No? Merong isang tanong from Tinapay. Which would you guys prefer more investing? Investing in stock market or learning how to trade effectively? Saka bakit po ang kagwapo niya lahat? Wow, thank you. Wow, very flattered.
Silang
But then,
dalawa
we're
lang,
focusing
not
on the
me.
question.
Ano
But
pa wala na.
uh, as we said, parang it's better to know yourself. Try out different strategies. Depends on your lifestyle rin, diba? If marami kang free time, you might want to learn how to trade effectively, use technical analysis. Pero kung wala kang free time or na anxious ka sa mga fluctuation na talagang bubaba or something, like you might be better off thinking long term. Like ano ba yung value long term, right? Yeah. Ikaw, Nicole, what do you
Basta
prefer?
know yourself. Ako, never ako magte-trade. Hindi ko kaya ang pagte-trade. At saka wala rin akong oras na nalalaan just for trading. Mga focus lang. Everyday, sine-check ko kung ano nangyari sa pera ko. Yeah. So, depende rin talaga. Depende rin talaga.
Alam ko si
Know
Tim is the
yourself.
other side. Yeah, other
Si
side.
Tim.
Yeah.
Si Tim naman, bakit ka nagte-trade?
Sige, yung question niya, parang prefer more investing in stock market or learning how to trade effectively. So, medyo hindi lang clear sa akin, pero is your question parang, do you prefer investing more in stock market or cryptocurrency? I'm not sure if tama yun, pero ako kasi more on cryptocurrency talaga. Important kasi sa akin yung volume ng trading din. Volume din ng market cap itself. Mas magalaw, mas volatile, mas malaki yung potential. So, yeah.
Correct.
Wagi lang si Kyle.
Hindi. Si Tim.
Okay. I thought there's a question here. Interesting question before we move on to the next news. Are cryptos a threat to the banks since you can hold your money in your cell phone or in a hardware wallet? Ako personally, I do think cryptocurrencies are a threat since nga they make financial services, yung mga access to financial services more accessible. Diba? Hindi naman lahat ng Pilipino may bank account. Pero I don't know. Goal ng PDAX really is to provide more inclusive financial access. So sa mga bawat Pilipino pwede na mag-own ng digital assets like this. There are access to the global financial landscape. So it's a threat, but we're not
I
gonna
think it
see
can work
anything na
together.
mawawala.
Diba? There's a
It
potential
can
na
work
those
together.
who are resistant to it, threat talaga, pero those who are open, there are banks here nga, diba, that are open to blockchain tsaka cryptocurrencies. One notable partner is Union Bank, diba? Very open sila. May Bitcoin ATM nga sila na binukas nung sa Makati, diba, yata, where you can buy Bitcoin. It's by Union Bank. So,
Pero very
Just
exciting.
to add
Anything can happen. Ito rin yung news natin kanina. Cryptocurrency banks. Okay. Go.
actually,
Sorry.
perfect example with like, is it a threat? Yung question. There are cryptocurrencies na they're really supporting the banks like XRP.
Yeah. XRP.
They work together with the banks, and in fact, maraming mga nagsasabi, if you're into crypto space already, parang it was a matter of, the question was with XRP is that if it's a security or not. Parang laging ganun yung issue. Simply because they work with the banks, and then like right now, ang dami nilang partners na um, right, not only with remittance companies but even yung banks sa states. In fact, may mga Japanese banks din sila na na partner na right now, hindi ko lang sure kung nakalimutan ko na yung name pero for me, personal take ko dun is that it's not really a threat, but it's more of like a complement with the banks. And because I believe na parang the more you parang go against the current situation, current process, the more na adoption will not take place. So I think it's a good point na parang yeah, it could be a threat, but at the same time, like it's a challenge with the banks to become better, diba, right now. And most of Filipinos nga parang marami sa kanila, marami sa atin, di ba, nawawalan ng tiwala sa mga bangko kasi yung services are not really sometimes that good. May mga iba na okay, may mga iba hindi. Pero if this message is talking about threat, I think it's more of a compliment, and then I'm sure may magandang result siya. But for some, medyo talagang aggressive. They say na they don't want to be part of it. Pero yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, yung forecast mo, I think may good result pa din siya.
Okay. So thank you. Wait, before we move on, no, kumusta naman tayo dyan? Understand so far. Comment lang kayo kung gets naman or kung ano yung gusto niyo makita. We've prepared these news from different sources. Pero kung gusto niyo, kung may topic na mas interested kayo in, comment lang kayo para maka-research nyo kami dyan. Yeah? Okay. Game, let's move on to the next one. Nicole, tara.
Okay, so the next news, si Tezos, so pag meron kayo, XTZ, yung symbol niya, was selected by the French Central Bank for Digital Euro Experiment. So yung Tezos Nomadic Labs has been selected by sorry, hindi ko mabasa ito, pero Societe Generale Forge for its experiment to research a digital euro. So yung Europe, they're starting to adopt digital currencies. So yung the euro, they're trying to digitize it. Tapos the experiments focus on a digital central bank currency for interbank settlement traffic. Okay.
Wow. Very interesting, kasi the central bank here, CBSP rin, has expressed interest in digital currencies rin, and now other governments and central banks rin are very open to this digital euro. No.
Pero familiar kayo with Tezos? Sorry. Go.
No, go ahead.
Familiar kayo sa Tezos?
Baking.
I've heard of Tezos,
okay.
Yes.
Maybe para mas maintindihan. We do not support right now yung Tezos. XTZ, wala pa kami. Pero just to share, since pinag-uusapan naman na natin, may pagka-smart contract din siya para siyang Ethereum. Ang pinaka-binibida lang ni Tezos talaga is parang every changes that need to happen within their ecosystem, hindi kinakailangan na gumawa ng mga forks. So parang yan ang sinasabi nila. Yung proof of stake nila is a consensus mechanism that allows users to confirm transactions. Para siyang self-correcting protocol. Pero yun, fork. Ano ibig sabihin ng fork? Para siyang, tawag nila doon, di ba, hard fork. So if you notice, si Ethereum may Ethereum Classic, si Bitcoin may Bitcoin Cash, ngayon nga may Bitcoin SV, Bitcoin ABC, ang dami na, di ba? And the very reason why they're creating forks, kasi na-realize na that there were issues or problems that they were not able to forecast before when they initially created the technology. So ang ginagawa sa fork, parang magki-create ka ng bagong community. So let's say for example, parang 80% of the community hindi nag-agree, walang consensus na parang sabi nila, hindi ito yung okay na plan. So magkakaroon ng portion. So yung let's say 20% na yun will start another fork. So yeah, pag medyo congested na rin yung network, tas hindi parang mas to make sure na mas magiging efficient yung mga transactions, yan, nagkakaroon din ng fork. Kaya mo ngayon may Bitcoin Cash na, di ba? So yeah.
Correct. And if di niyo pa rin gets, basically kung may road, di ba? Yung sinasabi nilang fork in the road, di ba? Two ways. So, the reason why is because yung mga tao, people working on the project, let's say Bitcoin, di ba? If the people don't agree with the vision or the project or development, yung gagawin nila is gagawa sila ng fork. So, iiba yung road nila, yung daan nila. Tapos, that's why Bitcoin has Bitcoin Cash, di ba? Gumanon siya. And then Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin, on its way sa original path lang. So, kasi since open source yung blockchain na people can copy lang and then just make their own forks. Anyone can do it if they have the community. That's why very important talagang community with the blockchain and crypto world. Let's
Yep.
go feature a question or ano, you guys have something to say.
No naman, okay naman
Good,
kami.
good.
Game. Hero, possible po ba to transfer my digital assets from my PDAX account to other PDAX account? Yes. Yes, sir. Very possible. We have a page for that, actually. Ano yan? How do you withdraw? Google ka lang, withdraw digital assets PDAX. Yan yung first link sa inyo. Makikita niyo yan.
Make sure
How
lang
do
na
I
ano, tama yung wallet address na ginagamit. Pag may kulang lang na isa or sumobra na isa, baka magkamali. So, mapunta sa iba. Yung ano, it's like an account number, di ba? And you have to be very sure bago mo siya i-send. So, yung wallet address mo serves as your account number.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay? In next.
Move on.
Tara. Si Tim naman. Tim. Let's go. Uy, Asian Development Bank, ADB. Go.
Alright. Di ako ganun familiar, pero ano, well, it's the first time na nagpa-utang, 'di ba? Sa isang blockchain company through Standard Chartered. So, ito Philippines to si ADB, 'di ba? So, ang laking adoption step din. Na imagine if a bank or parang malaking bank talaga supports blockchain concepts or technology through these companies that na nag-start na mag-start ng mga concepts about blockchain. So for me, para din siyang news sa Kraken earlier, 'di ba? Parang working with the banks. So at the same time, parang yung trust is already there. So maganda yung potential.
Correct. To add, no, sa details ng news, the trade was a part of yung trade and supply chain program ni ADB, and sinama niya yung Standard Chartered, which is a bank, and the Bank for Investment and Development of Vietnam. So actually, Vietnam and Thailand conducting trades on the blockchain. According to a Global Trade Review report, parang the trade involved a $50,000 plastic shipment sent from Thailand to Vietnam's open plastic joint. So, international trade put on the blockchain. No? So, the use of blockchain made it more efficient while reducing risk and lowering the barriers to entry for small and medium SMEs in developing parts of Asia. So, yung one of the contributing facts that led to this, no, is because of yung coronavirus, yung ongoing pandemic, which has proven the importance of trade digitization, driving many major entities involved in international trade and supply chain to implement blockchain in a bid to digitize operations. So basically, kahit businesses na they're starting to become more open to use blockchain to power them para mas digitize yung mga operations nila. Yun. So, ayun. Dami ba sinabi? So,
Ayos.
ayos. Sana hindi mo naman po. No speed. Tara. Let's feature a question for going. One more. Is it possible po ba to have other indicators in PDAX in the future para di nagagamit ng ibang apps and platform? Yes, definitely. We're still under development. Very much in development. Kaka-launch. Very more or less new. And we're continuing to upgrade our features for you guys. Our focus lang first and foremost is syempre keep your funds safe and secure, and make sure na safe and secure tayo. Okay. Pero yes, thank you for the suggestion and the comment, Jeff T. Game, next.
Alright, next news. Kanina to.
Ako na. Fed expects, yung kanina diba nag-meeting, Federal Reserve expects near 0% interest rates for years, potentially boosting BTC's value proposition. So wow, imagine 0% interest rates. Edi, parang the trend for near 0% interest rates is na inflate yung, or hindi naman inflate or like the devaluing of its own currency somehow, because it plan to go forward with 0 to 0.25% short interest rate levels. No? These actions could result in the dollar losing value amid the central bank's attempts to right the country's sinking ship tossed by the waves of the ongoing pandemic.
Essentially, hindi na mahalaga yung kanilang $1, mas bumababa ang value. Kaya, if you have dollars, kunwari, yung $1 mo today, baka in a few months, hindi na same amount o yung nabibili mo. So, humihina ang currency nila. Kaya, what does that mean for Bitcoin? Bakit nag-boost ng value proposition ng Bitcoin? We mentioned in our previous webinars that Bitcoin is a store of value. So maraming mga institutions, mga individuals na bumibili ng Bitcoin para in order to preserve, para yung value ng pera nila hindi humina. You guys can help me out in explaining this.
Ayun, inflation basically, right? Kung ang milk tea ngayon ay 100 pesos, baka next year 110 pesos na. And why is that? It's because of inflation. And why is there inflation? It's because our currency, all fiat currencies are inflationary in nature. The central banks can just print more of their own money. Pero it's the curve, diba? It's the curve, the devalue. Parang kailangan siya i-balance eh. Like if they print too much, parang madidevalue yung pera mo. Pero if they print too little, then it will be too expensive for people to want to use your currency.
Essentially, di ba yung 1,000 pesos nyo ngayon, mas konti na yung nabibili kung para sa 10 years ago. 10 years ago, baka ano naman nabibili mo sa 1,000. Pero ngayon, ano na lang nabibili. So parang ganun. Bumababa ang value.
Tsaka parang every year, di ba, may inflation rate. So let's say, for example, ang inflation rate ng Philippines, let's just say 3%. Pero yung value ng pera mo, you stored it sa isang type of financial instrument. And then apparently, nanalo ka. Like for example, yung kinita ng pera mo, let's say 6%. So if the inflation rate is 3%, then at least natalo mo yung, kumbaga, mas naprotektahan mo from inflation rate yung money mo. So, yeah, yung value niya na naka 6% ka, 3% inflation, at least panalo ka ng 3%. So parang ganun, ginagawa ng mga iba, pag nakita nila yung sobrang purchasing power ng money mo, hindi na ganun ka ganda katulad nung forecast nga ang gagawin nila, parang i-diversify muna nila until such time na bumalik na yung tawag din yung
parang
value ng pera mo. Parang inflation rate bumaba na ulit din. Yan. Tsaka nila ibebenta ulit. So, depende sa strategy nila.
Okay. So, last year, mga inflation rate, according to this website, 2.49, 2.48%. This year, I think it's still ongoing, pero so far, it's 1.72%. So, yeah, if you keep it lang
or you want to beat inflation.
It's losing value over the year. Yeah. So your goal is to beat inflation.
Also,
you don't lose
just
money.
to clarify lang, parang sometimes even if the inflation rate is 3% and then you invested or you traded cryptocurrencies or stocks, it could also be sometimes yung inflation nga 3% tas tugi ka naman. Pwede rin ganun. So depende sa mga mangyayari. Laging may nananalo, may natatalo din. So
tama, definitely. High risk, high reward yun. Diba? As they say. Game, next. Okay pa kayo? Okay pa kayo?
Sige, let's go here. Go to this news, mas exciting to. Blockchain gaming takes a colossal step forward as media giant announces new offering. So essentially, parang itong application ng blockchain technology sa mga gamers. So, ito nga si Warner Media. Warner Media is one of the malalaking media companies in the whole entire world. So gumagawa sila ng they call it Blocklead games. So yung Blocklead games, it allows players to collect, train, trade, compete with digital athletes while earning cash prizes. So essentially, pag iniisip niyo yung mga laro ng Mobile Legends, yung mga ganun, essentially, ina-apply na nila yung blockchain technology sa mga laro yun. So yung mga
nagko-code dito.
Code, ML.
Okay.
And Tapos pwede na rin yung mga tao, kung naglalaro sila with like the Blockly game, pwede na nila gamitin ang kanilang mga Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, para bumili ng mga items within the game. So,
Nice.
imagine nyo yan.
Adoption, no?
Cool.
So what do you guys think about this news? Yung thoughts niyo on this?
Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I think of course may mga talagang believer ng cryptocurrency. Instead of them selling it back to Philippine peso or US dollar, they don't need to trade it back. So kung makakabili ka directly, it's a good way to to save din money. Because at the same time, yun nga, if may mga gaming na monetize mo na, you receive cryptocurrencies, I think yung mga yung mga nag-ooperate ng mga ganitong blockchain really saves more money kasi hindi na nila kailangan mas less yung cost eh. Mas less yung cost. Let's say if monetize, hindi na nila kailangan bumili ng or hindi na kailangan mag-trade ng ng currencies.
At saka isipin nyo, di ba, kunwari naglalaro ka ng game, tapos parang babayaran mo yung character, mag-unlock ka ng mga damit or like mga weapons. Yung mga, ba, usually kadalasan ginagawa natin, pag binibili natin, wala nang purpose, nandun lang sa game. Pero with blockchain applications, kunwari bumili ka ng baril, so within one game, yung per baril na yun, we call it as a non-fungible token. So yung mga baril, yung mga items na nabibili mo sa game, pwede mo rin ibenta sa ibang tao. So pwede mo rin i-trade yung mga binibili mo within the game. Kaya very exciting yung blockchain application sa mga gamers kasi
super.
For the first time, pwede mo nang ibenta yung mga gamit mo. Like may use na outside of the game.
Pwede. Yan. So pwede nang magkita by gaming. Which is being done na rin in previous games. Agree ako, gamer ako. Sige, let's go to our last news before we go to the special announcement.
All right, last news.
South Korean government pledges to bring blockchain voting into people's home. Go, Nicole.
Okay, so for context lang guys, kasi yung course ko ngayon, college student ako, I'm taking up political science. So very exciting yung news na to, kasi imagine nyo, yung pagboboto nyo, pag mag-e-election, di ba, usually, ginagawa natin, mag-fill up ka ng balota, pupunta ka pa sa COMELEC. Pero here, sa South Korea, ginagamit nila ang blockchain for voting application and to bringing it into people's homes. So according to ZDNet Korea, the South Korean Ministry of Science chose a local firm, so may nagpartner na sila with a local company, to develop a contact-free platform which lets residents engage with electronic voting, parking space management, and other housing-based governance measures. So yun. Very exciting, ginagamit talaga ang cryptocurrency, blockchain technology for these kinds of applications na pinapadali ang buhay ng mga tao, essentially. Kasi
kahit sa US,
kahit sa US, essentially nag-experiment na sila on paano nila magagamit ang blockchain technology. Because as we discussed in previous webinars, di ba, ano nga yung blockchain technology? Yung mga benefits of using blockchain technology, it's more secure, decentralized, mas mabilis, mas efficient. Yeah, all of those kind of things.
Correct.
And for the earlier, relevant. So NFT is a non-fungible token. Hindi siya tulad ng Bitcoin or Ethereum na, di ba, 1 Bitcoin, 0.5 Ethereum. Yung non-fungible token usually more of like representative of one thing. How do you explain that?
Parang you have ownership of the token talaga mismo. Kahit online pa siya. Like kahit the point is parang let's say a company releases an NFT pero nawala na yung company. Okay lang kasi you still have ownership of the NFT. Sa'yo yun talaga eh. You privately own items through the blockchain.
Just to show you guys an application of non-fungible tokens. Kung may familiar sa inyo sa CryptoKitties, ito yung one of the first few applications of Ethereum. So essentially, may mga pusa in a game, tapos pwede mo bilhin with your money. Tapos yung mga pusa na yan, essentially they're non-fungible tokens. Tapos pwede mo i-breed, tapos ibenta with other people. Crazy nga ito, yung
using Ethereum.
nagkaroon ng Ethereum. nagkaroon ng craze during the CryptoKitties mga 2017. Mga pusa ng halaga ng mga $10,000, $500 na bebenta ng mga tao.
Wild dun.
If you're
To own,
into more reasons why Ethereum talagang tumaas yung presyo eh.
Mm-mm.
That time, CryptoKitties.
Yes.
Imagine mayroong mga nagbebenta ng 20 Ethereum or something.
Mm-mm.
Wild. Okay, so we have reached the end, guys. Thank you very much for for listening through that. No, before we end,
Yung special
just
announcement.
I just wanted to share a special announcement. Before that, as usual, we have our promo code webinar para maka 50 pesos kayo cashback when you deposit a minimum of 1,000 pesos. You can receive 50 pesos cashback when you deposit a minimum of 1,000 pesos. So, I will now present the special announcement that we have in 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Ayun. Very anticlimactic. Pero yun. So, from now on, we have free cash-in channels. We have made it free via InstaPay, PesoNet, online bank transfer, and direct deposit. Wala na pong fee mag-cash in through these channels. So, this is a way to kickstart your crypto training journey kasi libre na siya. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this special announcement. Yeah. So, that's all. As usual, we'll be having this every week. No? Sali kayo sa mga PDAX community namin if you guys want to ask questions or talk to other community members, mga investment strategies or your thoughts about the future of crypto. Please feel free to share lang sa mga communities natin. And we'll see you next week for another webinar and a special announcement. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Tim, for joining us. And thank you, our viewers. Thank you very much for joining. So, yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Salamat sa pagnood. Ito, referral code down there.